Delta team Jason and Farris extract a burglar from his hidey hole.
Come out right now, or the dog's going to get you.
A song and dance from a prison visitor.
Why are you doing this?
And a South African gets up the nose of customs dog Waldo.
This is a customs dog?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's telling me he's mine.
In the river city of Whanganui, Delta dog team Jason and Farris are on a late night call out to a burglary.
It's the carpenter's shed. Had an alarm go off 3 times.
Copy. I'll head that way now. The watch house is just dispatched us to reports of alarm activations at an industrial site in Naramo, Whanganui. We're going to get Farris out, track down the offenders and ask them what they've been up to.
Jason's familiar with the streets, so he advises back up where best to place themselves.
If you've got a free unit available for cordon, can you maybe chuck one over? There's a little bridge that goes from the end of that railway yard area.
Farris, come. Jason and Farris arrive to find the security guard waiting.
Do you know which the building is? In the middle. Comms Delta on 10-7. Guards thought he's heard some noises in there, so I'll let you know shortly. Open door, mate.
The open door gives Jason a good starting point.
Door's been kicked in, mate. Police dog handler, if you're in the building, come out now, dog will be used to find you. Find him.
Farris and Jason will do a sweep of the interior.
Where is he, mate? Find him.
Every last corner of the place is fully inspected.
Yeah, all the indications at the moment are that they've gone, so I think we'll get outside and chuck them in the harness and see how we go.
Suddenly, Farris is onto the hot scent, and within moments, the offender's exit point is discovered.
Yep, hole in the fence. Hey, Farris. Hey, comms Delta. I think we'll be tracking towards that Hilton Street area. We'll just found a hole in the fence.
A super excited Farris is now locked on like a heat-seeking missile.
Good boy. Find him.
But will the burglars be gone burgers? Just after 8 at Auckland International Airport, customs dog Waldo and handler Brad are breakfasted and checking arrivals off a UK flight.
Find.
Nothing is catching Brad's eye or Waldo's nose until this man comes into range.
This is a customs dog?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's telling me he's mine today. Can you explain to me why that is?
No.
No?
But you're more than welcome to check anything I have.
You carrying any today?
I'm not.
When was the last time you did have on you?
I haven't had for years and years and years. I'm 43 years old. The last time I touched was 1999 for the turn of the millennium.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Unfortunately, age doesn't really help us out here.
No, for sure, but it's been a long time now.
Okay. Yep. That's cool. All right. Because the dog's quite adamant.
Brad knows Waldo knows his stuff, so he decides the man will need further checks in the customs red zone. Customs Officer Justine carries on with further questions.
So, you are here to visit your
8-year-old boy?
That's
correct, absolutely.
Lives with your ex-wife?
He does, yes, ma'am.
The man hasn't seen his son for over a year, so he won't want to muck up this interview with Officer Justine.
Do you know why the dog might have indicated on your bags?
That gentleman over there, in fact, he just said to me that the dog specifically has got a nose for some hardcore things.
Do you use any?
I do not. Well, I do smoke.
Even though he denied it previously, the admission of use underlines Waldo's accuracy in the first place. Visiting day at Auckland's Serco-run Mount Eden Corrections facility sees dog handler Bill and his dogs Oscar and Flynn in search mode. They are part of a larger squad searching visitors for illegal contraband. The driver of this car is anxious about what she's run into.
Yeah.
I think I'm in the wrong area.
Oh, yeah? What's your purpose here?
Well, what I was wanting to do is put money into...
You're in the right place. Yeah. So what we're doing is we're conducting searches. You got something in the car you shouldn't have you?
No.
Okay.
No, I've never been here, so I'm not sure.
Okay, that's fine. So you just pop out, bring your handbag over.
The woman's fidgety attitude rings alarm bells for Bill.
Yeah, come on, just step out. You got something in there you want to give to us?
No, I've got nothing.
Okay, well, just pop out then, eh?
The woman doesn't realise she doesn't call the shots on prison property.
I don't want to.
Yeah, no, you do.
I don't want to.
Well, you have to. Let's come over here.
I want to do this. Can I
Hey.
talk to my lawyer?
No, you can't.
I'm not in my car.
Hey, Yeah.
Can I just ring
No.
Just calm down. Look.
Yeah, give us this. No, give
No,
us,
you're not allowed this.
Put it in the bag.
Why? Why are you doing this?
Just come out of the car. Come on.
Just relax and
No,
calm down.
I'm stressing out because I've never been here before.
Okay.
Bill uses his famous firm but fair philosophy.
Everyone's getting searched. Okay.
I see?
I'm telling you to get out of the vehicle now. If you don't, you're obstructing us from doing our duties and you can be arrested. And you don't want to be arrested for something just simple as getting a vehicle searched. So you step out now, come on. No, don't worry about them, you worry about yourself. Now you come over here. Come on, just come over. Because you're going to search your bags.
Trying to lock her door negates the whole purpose of Bill's job. She's doing herself no favours.
Okay, well you're not locking the door then, okay? The door's staying like that.
Finally, she's agreed to do what is compulsory anyway. Bill puts dog Oscar on her case.
Oscar, come. See, good boy.
Oscar has a sniff around the car's interior, and while he doesn't give a conclusive indication, he does show some interest in some gang patches she has in the back seat. Gang regalia is banned from prison sites, and it's all there in bold type.
The reason we're going through this car is the gang car, with all the gang paraphernalia in it, and the fact that she didn't want us to be searching it, so we've got to go through it thoroughly. There's a lot of stuff in here.
In the car boot, even more sinister prohibited items are uncovered.
Ma'am, can you give us an explanation for this, please? Offensive weapons.
Back in Whanganui, Delta Dog Team Jason and Farris are looking for burglars who gained entry to a workshop by cutting a hole in the fence.
This has been freshly cut.
Farris starts tracking, with his nose firmly to the ground. He leads Jason onwards.
Yeah, I've got movement. Can we get a unit right now? Good boy, Farris.
Farris looks to have found the end of the scent trail.
One right here, possibly. Here, come out here, mate. Come out right now, or the dog's going to get you. Get out here now. Get out. Come out right now. Get out on the street. Come towards me and get out on the street.
Yep, what's happening?
But the man Farris has selected pretends to be surprised.
Just walk straight out there towards the street. Good boy, Farris. Get out on the street now.
Can't see me.
Grab him, mate. He's under arrest. Good boy, Farris. Good boy. Good dog.
Jason has a fair idea this man is not flying solo, so he battles on with the search.
Where is he, eh?
Farris picks up a second scent and leads Jason in the direction that it went.
Good dog.
Leading Jason to two more suspects.
There's the other two. Awesome.
Police cordons round the area meant these guys were effectively rounded up like sheep.
Bad luck for you fellas, eh? They'll learn you for breaking into businesses in the middle of the night. You and your mate. Good boy. Good dog.
Where have you got those claws? I found them over here on the road earlier.
They may protest their innocence in a court, but the tools of their crime will kill that story.
There's a hole about this big that's been cut in the fence, and it looks recent as, mate. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that'll be them. The hole's big enough for me and the dog to get through, mate, so it's not as if they've stumbled across it on the way home. They've actually gone there to look for stuff.
The three offenders were taken back to the station. One was a minor, so was referred to youth aid. An older male was discharged without conviction, but his mate pled guilty to burglary and possession of an offensive weapon. He was sentenced to 6 months community detention and 9 months supervision. Farris has done the community a favour and redeemed himself for a little mistake he made earlier.
Well, Farris, I guess that catch makes up for the fact that you ate my sandwiches off my pack on our little search and rescue walk last week. Doesn't it, mate?
At Auckland International Airport, dog Waldo has found a South African with a smell.
Yeah, he's telling me he smelled today.
He had previously said that he didn't use, but his story has changed in the customs red zone with Officer Justine.
When was the last time you smoked?
Well, and it would have been last week, Thursday. We had a gathering, we had some barbecue, we had a few ciders, we had a few smokes that goes around.
Was it your own? Do you buy your own supply? Do you buy
9
your
times
own?
out of 10, I don't even have to buy because it comes from someone. I've only been in the country 14 months, so it comes from somebody within the realms of work.
So it's a just a recreational habit then?
Absolutely.
He's an occasional dabbler and a serial babbler, recounting many high times.
1991 through to 1997, I was in the entertainment industry for the full 7 years, and I most definitely did. That's correct, yes.
Okay.
But I haven't quite touched it since the turn of the millennium. Since 1999 to the year 2000.
Sure.
14 plus years, there's nothing inside of me.
Sure. So
I'm
what
happy
was
with
it that you used to take?
Together and...
The man says he's here to visit his 8-year-old son, and the last thing he wants is to be denied entry.
How often would you say that you smoke?
Now?
These days? Like,
If
I
I
know
average out my 14 months in the UK, once every 2 weeks.
once every 2 weeks.
Once every 2 weeks.
Being detained by customs is a process that can't be rushed.
Nothing hidden away?
With the man's family waiting anxiously in the arrivals hall, Customs Officer Justine goes landside to update them.
You saw a little boy?
Yes.
Well, he's not so little, but he's...
No.
Because he was the other day, he was that big.
He's
now
tired
the age,
looking, that's for sure.
Is it?
Yes.
So he would have battled to sleep last night with excitement too. Great, I'm glad. Thank you very much for that.
No problem.
This may yet be the closest contact the boy gets to his dad, because a phone call to immigration means another interview for the man.
Completed a full baggage search of this passenger. Iron tracks are all negative. We don't believe he's carrying anything on him. So on this instance, we're going to flick him up to immigration, and they can have a bit of a chat and see whether they're happy for him to land come into the country.
Excellent work by Waldo, whose powerful nose has once again detected use. At Mount Eden Corrections Facility, Serco search dog Bill and Oscar are having a rocky ride with this antagonistic individual.
Why are you doing this?
Turns out she was clean, but her car's a different story.
Two big metal rods in here.
Ma'am, can you give us an explanation for this, please? Offensive weapons.
Offensive weapons on prison property are not allowed, but this lady thinks the rules can be bent around her.
What happened is because my partner got arrested, all this is his stuff and I'm moving it.
Gang regalia and weapons make this woman and her car a police matter.
2 clubs, 2 lengths of pipe and a sort of handmade other club, with bolts on it.
It's a good call because the police are definitely interested in this woman.
So the lady in question today has admitted that the weapons are hers, so she's going back to be processed for those, as well as some other bits and pieces that we need to speak to her about. So,
after spending some time at the station helping police with their inquiries, the woman returned for her car, but that's all. An unusual but excellent discovery by Oscar.
Good boy. Hey.
4 flights from Australia's 4 biggest cities have just landed at Auckland International Airport. So it's a busy time for Ministry for Primary Industries Detector Dog team Tapua and Ella.
Good girl, let's go.
Ella's scented something she's trained to detect and pulls her handler to this woman.
Could you just move over to the bench, please?
Yeah.
Sorry. She wants your backpack.
Oh,
The woman thinks she knows why Ella is so keen on the bag.
I had heaps of fruit in it,
Excellent. How long ago?
like about 2 hours ago.
Awesome. She can probably still smell it. Is there any food in here now?
I hope not.
She's not some kind of fruit fanatic. She was pack horsing it for 92 young athletes coming home from an Australian tour.
So we had all our morning tea,
Yeah.
and so I had to carry it all here.
All right. So you're the carrier.
Yes.
You're the pack mule.
I'm a pack mule.
She's proud of the fact she's followed everything to the letter, but Tapua discovers she's made a critical overcalculation.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Back in Whanganui, Delta Team Jason and Farris have been dispatched to their next job.
There's a noisy party around the corner, so we're just going to shoot around there and have a word with them and ask them to turn the stereo down a bit.
Out-of-control partygoers aren't the only concern. He spots a man wanted by the police.
It comes down to what's happened is I've noticed a guy who's wanted for breach of bail, and he's just run inside. I'm covering the back.
The partygoers start turning hostile.
Get off the property! Get off it!
So Jason calls for police backup.
There's 3 females, I've already warned one. We might end up locking up a couple of them if they carry on the way they're going. But just go to the door and I'll wait out the back in case he tries to jump out a window.
The loose dog on the property poses a concern. Jason asks the charming host if he can restrain it.
Sort your dog out.
Shut the up!
Go and put him in the toilet or something, all right?
The wanted man is hiding inside and will be aware police are here, so exit points are closely monitored.
Hey, mate. If one of you guys can cover the back, and I'll go and get my dog.
The mouthy women do their best in an attempt to scare off police staff.
No reason why.
Come out. Come on, or you're under arrest.
Hey.
All right, you're under arrest.
Move.
Yeah, there.
One of the girls makes a run for it.
Grab her, mate, and lock her up.
What the hell?
No.
Oh,
Put her in handcuffs.
I didn't do nothing, you mother.
Right, there's handcuff her.
What the
Control, all right?
What did I do?
You're under arrest for obstruction.
Touch me.
You're under arrest for obstruction, all right? Get her out of the way and I'll get the dog and go in with the dog.
While other officers deal with the mouthy women outside,
Shut the hell up and let me go. Hurry up. Shut off and hurry up. You creep.
Jason makes his way inside.
It's a police dog. You come out now, mate.
Farris finds the wanted man. He won't come out, so these tenants might be losing a bit of bond over this.
Come out here now. Good boy. Come on, mate. Get out here now and show us your hands. You're under arrest for breach of bail, all right?
It's just another day in paradise for the wanted man.
Could have made it easier, eh? Could have just come out straight away.
As for the aggressive women, they are still mouthing off. Despite their attempts to look hard done by, the girls are off to the station regardless.
Oh, get off me!
The man was held in custody overnight and appeared in court the next day. He was released on further bail conditions and a warning for breaching bail. The women were released with a pre-charge warning.
It was good having Farris there as a deterrent to stop any further offending. So a good result.
Back at Auckland International Airport, Ministry for Primary Industries detector dog Ella indicated on a bag fresh in from Australia. The sports team leader has made a small mistake with potentially huge consequences.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
So you forgot the apple. That's 2. Tick.
I did have the bag full.
And a peach. Good.
Is that it?
We'll see.
Tapua disposes of the fruit and he and Ella continue with the many new arrivals. MPI officer Sarah takes over the case and starts with the team leader's declaration card.
So he's told me that you haven't specified about the fruit.
I had 50 pieces of fruit already.
She can be excused for a hectic schedule with a herd of kids, but not for her mistake.
Oh, if I wasn't so sidetracked with all the children and having to make sure you had to get to each station, I probably would have been oblivious to the fact.
Forgetting the fruit means an instant $400 fine. The damage just one female fruit fly could cause makes the penalty pale in comparison. Fantastic work by MPI superdog Ella. Following a strong indication by dog Waldo and an admission of use, this South African and his bags have had a full search. With nothing hidden, he's hoping he can be off to visit his young son. However, before that can happen, he'll need to satisfy Immigration New Zealand. Officer Tainer considers his fragile position.
We believe that your likelihood of using the New Zealand is quite high, given that you've admitted that you've used it every couple of weeks for the last 6 months. We can do one of two things. We can either restrict your visa, so you must leave by the 7th of February. Your flight's on the 6th, right?
Absolutely.
Or we can go through a formal interview.
I'm definitely going to go for the first one, as long as I've got green light and I can spend some time now with my boy while
Yes.
because he starts school and it's a lucrative time.
Yes.
If I can catch from now till the 7th of February, that would be 10 out of 10 answer. 10 out of 10. But will I still be allowed to come to New Zealand, for instance, again?
Yes, yes. Although you must make sure in future that the dog does not indicate on you again.
Okay.
Okay. If it does, you will be formally interviewed. No questions about it.
Sure.
The South African catches a break and heads off to arrivals for a big hug from his boy.
Here we go. Yes. No way.
It's happy news all round, especially for Waldo, who gets a play with his toy.
Good boy, good job.